The 19-year-old was playing State League football 2 years ago. It's Nick Ansell's birthday, by the way. He turns 19 today. Two changes for the Heart. Jason Hoffman's suspension and Aziz Behic's departure to Turkey paved the way for Sam Mitchinson to return at left back for just his 7th A-League game. And Nick Kalmar drops to the bench to allow Ali Babal to make his first start since returning to the club from Red Star Belgrade. Babal is Heart's all-time top goal scorer, but he's never scored in this particular fixture. Former Victory trainee Paolo Retre is on the bench for the first time for John Aloisi's side. Well, it's a bright and breezy day in Melbourne. The roof is open. Temperatures a perfect 19 degrees. The pitch in good condition. It really is all set for a great night of football. Ange Postecoglou has really put a broom through Victory since taking charge. 13 players have arrived, 14 departing, and 5 youngsters now handed their debuts. Quite an achievement for them to be in contention for the title then. John Aloisi is promoted to senior coach 2 weeks after Postecoglou's arrival, has signed 10 and seen 16 leave, the latest of which Aziz Behic, taking Heart's income from transfer fees to over $1.5 million in that period. Our referee today is Strebre Delovski. It's his 3rd derby. And just for your information, all the officials today are wearing black armbands in honour of the daughter of one of their colleagues. Luke Brennan's daughter Holly passed away sadly on Wednesday. All our sympathies at Fox Sports and right around the country, I'm sure, are with the Brennan family at this sad time. Well, the crowd is set. We're all set. It's been a heck of a build-up to this 3rd and final derby of the regular season. Victory fans making their feelings very plain. It's going to be a noisy night in the stands, but it's an important game on the park. Victory with a chance to close the gap on the Mariners to just 3 points at the top. Melbourne Heart have been nudged out of the top 6 for the time being. And they can return to the final spots if they can get something here tonight. So the 9th Melbourne derby is underway. Will this one go according to the form book, or could Melbourne Hearts bring another surprise, Andy Harper? And they have done it before in this fixture.
Yeah, good evening, Simon. Well, that's the point. It depends which form book you refer to. The form book of season 8 goes the way of Melbourne Victory. The form book in derbies goes the way of Melbourne Heart, and they'll be looking to call on all that success in this short but very fertile history in this fixture to get them across the line tonight.
And here's Ali Babal on the ball. Great boost for John Aloisi and Heart to have him back in their starting 11 following that stint in Europe. Crossing towards the near post. It's an awkward bounce which deceived Nathan Coe, and Adama Traore had to put it behind for the first corner.
Yeah, I don't think Ansell could actually get to the bounce. It took a bit of a deflection and then a spin. Coe was left in no man's land, and Adama Traore in the right place to hit the ball clear.
Corner taken short by Williams. Germano whips it in towards the near post. Away by Flores. Slight miscue by Jeremy Walker, but he sorts it out. And it's a good ball returned back towards Germano. And unfortunately for the Hearts, the Argentine used his hand to control the football.
The ball skidding off the surface, which was watered. Interesting, Simon, the players warm up on the pitch when it's dry. They leave to get their shin pads on. The sprinklers go on, the playing surface changes, and Germano got caught out on that front just then. Nice switch of play by Melbourne Heart to open up the Victory defence.
A lot has been made in the build-up this week, Harps, about the 2 young fullbacks for Melbourne Heart. Maybe the midfield area, though, is the key battle. An area of the park, of course, that Victory controlled so well against Sydney FC last weekend.
Yeah, the 3 midfielders last week were sensational. Selesky, Mark Milligan and Broxham.
Well, talking of one of those fullbacks, he's just committed a foul on Marco Rojas. Sam Mitchinson, a little shove in the back.
Just impetuous from Mitchinson, because Rojas, as dangerous as he is, was going nowhere, but in particular.
So the set-piece opportunity for the victory. Not a great delivery in truth by Rojas. Headed away by Williams. This is Galloway. What an introduction to the A-League for the youngster. Well, I thought Ange Postecoglou made a good point this week, and it's a fitting one for what he wants the club to become. He said, look, when you come to play for Melbourne Victory, I can't give you your debut in front of 3,000 people. If you want to be a Victory player, this is what you've got to get used to.
Indeed, they don't play in front of crowds of 3,000.
Now Zaleski sliding it through, and it's just beyond Rojas.
Just the wrong side of Rojas was Richardson. We need to correct that in a hurry because Rojas will punish them. And you pinpointed the midfield of Victory, which has been so strong, and it will be a key to the battle, Simon, but they've lost 75% of their starting defence going back to the start of the season. Melbourne Heart, Bajic, Moroney gone overseas, Colosimo injured. They've stacked the defensive line with kids up against the most dynamic attacking wingers in the competition, Thompson and Rojas. A real baptism for the young Melbourne Heart back four. Patrick Gerhard will have to do all his very best work to marshal the youth.
Romano and Thompson in those defensive midfield roles, if you like, will have to do their share of work as well. Such a buzz around Etihad Stadium on Derby Day. John Aloisi was in fine fettle in Melbourne derbies as a player. Scored 3 times in these fixtures, and of course made his coaching debut back in round 1 at this venue. Hart won that game. David Williams scored that night. He's on the ball here. And it's Germano to drive it on target. Routine save for Coe.
A good fluent start from Melbourne Heart. Knocking the ball around nicely. Beautiful playing surface. The stadium, a total picture. Brilliant night sky. Perfect conditions to play this game. And 2 teams ready to have a red-hot crack.
Thompson. Good switch of play for Garcia. He's been in great form for Hart this season. Looks to attack Traore, gets beyond him. It'll drop here, and the shot by Walker is only partly held by Nathan Coe, and the Victory scramble it clear.
And again, Melbourne Heart just continuing their early promise here. Richard Garcia getting the better of Adama Traore. Not often that happened. Terrific work, Nathan Coe. And then Leia scrambled in concert with his goalkeeper to make sure the ball went clear.
Now Victory have turned the ball over again. Very bright start by Melbourne Heart. What a moment that would have been for young Jeremy Walker, the Tasmanian, to score in a derby. He wasn't too far away, and as you say, Andy, credit to the goalkeeper. And his body behind the ball. There is Scott Galloway, who actually trained with Melbourne Heart in pre-season. The Perth-born youngster. Might have his hands full with David Williams tonight on that particular flank. It's going to be too far for Thompson, is it? Yeah. Victory get the decision though. Rojas. Impeded by Germano, who doesn't agree with the decision.
And whilst this free kick is being set up, Simon, we've talked about the difficulties Melbourne Heart might have with certain parts of the Victory's play. Well, I'm really looking forward.
Now, quickly taken free kick. Sorry, Andy, but
that's all right.
Thompson couldn't control it.
No, the game certainly takes unchallengeable precedence. But for Melbourne Heart, I'm really excited at the prospect of Josip Tadic and Eli Babal. Whether they play as twin strikers together or alternate between the out-and-out striker and the one who just drops off the line. And I think 2 players of very similar style can be double trouble for Melbourne Victory.
Tadic riding 2 challenges, the second of which from Zaleski was illegal.
What a brilliant noise in this stadium.
Williams rolls it into the path of Mitchinson. Not a bad delivery, and it's just onto the top of the net by Ali Babal. Another chance for the Hearts. That's 3 good sights of Nathan Coe's goal they've had in the opening 7 or 8 minutes. Just a flick with the outside of the boot. It was no more than a whisker away. Ali Babal that close to his first goal in a Melbourne derby. An early promise for the Heart. Broxham, who was terrific against Sydney FC in the Big Blue last weekend. Finding Thompson, who gets away from Walker, slips it through for Broxham. Slightly off balance perhaps as he tried to deliver for Rojas. And Hearts survive. Well, the tempo is 100 miles an hour, and it has been right from the first whistle. Thompson again looking for the switch and finding Garcia beautifully. Garcia with the early cross. Corner ball again for the Hearts.
Well, apart from the early energy, Simon, the impressive part of Melbourne Hearts play is the rapid, quick fire switching of play. As Victory, as most teams do, will, in zonal terms, overload one side defensively. Melbourne Heart are changing the point of attack brilliantly.
Williams to deliver with the left boots. Oh, and it almost dropped for Josip Tadic. Back with Mitchinson. Galloway should be able to sort this out, and does so. John Aloisi's side normally starts fixtures pretty well. It's the second half of matches this season that's really been the issue for the Red and Whites. They've made a pretty decent fist of this 9th Melbourne derby in the opening 10 minutes. Thompson for Babal. Now with Germano. Another crude challenge by Marco Rojas. Not really his go, has it? Been a ball winner in the centre of the park. Gerhardt. Again the switch. Again Traore just drifted in field and they pick out Garcia with aplomb. Garcia's cross, partly cleared by Leia. Picked up by Williams and then driven by Thompson. Traore to clear. Now a little bit of room for Marcos Flores, who releases Archie Thompson. Here's the danger for Melbourne Hearts. They've got good numbers back and Gerhardt's able to make the interception. A little snapshot there though, Andy, of what Melbourne Victory have been doing to teams all season.
Well, beautiful work from Flores to Thompson. But for Melbourne Heart, they defended that little attack so well, because once the defence had been turned around, it spelt trouble. It has the rest of the season. But Melbourne Heart alert to the danger. Thompson squaring the ball immediately. The retreat was energetic by Melbourne Heart and they intercepted Thompson's cross and survived. Many teams this season haven't.
Flores working very hard to keep that one alive. It's part of his game that's perhaps gone unrecognised this season. Looking through the stats, the build-up to this game, Andy, Marcos Flores has made 45 tackles this season. That puts him in the top 4 for Victory players. He's going through a lot of graft, which is perhaps, well, we're not seeing the other side of his game, maybe quite so much. has a role to play.
Indeed. It's also a reflection of Melbourne's intent to win the ball in the attacking half of the field.
That's a good reverse ball out towards Jeremy Walker by Garcia. What a save by Coe! Pure instinct. That is a world-class stop from Nathan Coe.
Oh, incredible reflexes. Nice incursion from Walker. Firm squaring of the ball. Great contact from Barbal. And Coe, outstanding work to his right.
Well, the ball was almost past him as Williams delivers the corner. That's a bit easier for the goalkeeper. Wonderful stop. Cat-like reflexes by Nathan Coe. As Archie Thompson drives forward and is brought down in rather crude fashion by Patrick Gerhardt, who picks up the first yellow card of the derby, which is his 7th of the season. Puts him on the brink of more disciplinary trouble. It was pretty blatant, wasn't it?
Yeah, just cut across Gerhardt there. Not on screen was the run in anticipation of Marco Rojas, looking, I'd guess, to receive the ball off Thompson once he'd cleared the Hart defender. Referee Dolowski quite within his rights to award the yellow card.
Rojas with the set piece. Nobody there for victory, but Richard Garcia evidently didn't get a call and has put it behind for a corner, which is victory's first of the game.
Yeah, he did get the call from Redmayne, but Garcia opted to play safe, realising he's put his team in a little bit of a predicament now.
Towards the near post again. David Williams gets good contact on it. Picked up by Zaleski. Broxham back for Rojas. Rojas turning into a cul-de-sac, and it might break here for Josip Tadic. Not too many forward for Hearts. I was about to say that was big and strong by Adama Traore, a bit too strong for the referee's liking. Gerhardt chipping it into the path of Williams. Held up by Galloway. Good work by the young fullback. Flores forced back and fouled by Gamano. Zaleski. High line played by Melbourne Hearts. So they try to catch victory offside, but here's Rojas. Great save by Redmayne. They broke the offside trap, the victory, and Rojas was away. Fine stop by the Hart custodian. Victory's first real clear-cut chance. Trying to turn away from trouble. Throw-in goes victory's way.
Well, a couple of good chances each now. Beautiful from Flores. And great work from Andrew Redmayne. Sharp across the line was Marco Rojas. He's looking up for it again this evening. A terrific season so far. The Kiwi flyer.
11 goals, of course, and 8 assists as well, which puts him level atop the A-League stats in that particular category with his teammate Guy Finkler. So they try and slip it through again for Rojas. Marcus Flores, by the way, is no doubt willing Rojas to score that opportunity, not least because he's yet to claim a goal assist himself this season, which is quite remarkable for a man of his talents. Talk about the two sides to his game. And I do get the sense, Andy, that he is slowly finding his feet. Certainly in recent weeks he's been much better for the victory.
Yeah, and it's happening in step with the team in general. They've really been building some impressive momentum. They're in a contest today. They know all about it. Big build up to this game. Huge crowd. Really good start by Melbourne Heart. Melbourne Victory coming back into things now with a couple of good efforts on goal most recently.
This is Leia. Too much on that for Galloway. Postecoglou deep in conversation with his coaching team. Played in many a derby during his playing days with South Melbourne. Even won a grand final in a derby many years ago on penalties. Now here's David Williams, who's got the lead on Galloway. Goes across the box for Garcia, who'll chip it back towards Williams, who fouled Galloway as he tried to direct that ball goalwards.
Continuation of the theme for Melbourne Heart. It was a delightful switch of play by Brankovic to Williams. Garcia down the right flank then joined in.
Don't forget, if you want to get involved in the conversation via social media, the hashtag for today's game is Melb-Derby. Download the new Fox Sports A-League app for iPhone if you haven't done so already. Here's Ali Babar with a chance, edge of the box. Still alive for the Hearts. Romano couldn't control it. Thompson. Zaleski. Broxton barged over. Takes the free kick too quickly. Strebre-Dolowski's just saying, settle down. I think it's a bit difficult for the players in this sort of atmosphere, Andy.
Well, I think he was saying, mate, you take a quick one by all means, but just stop the ball first. There's a really good pace to this game. Melbourne Victory just starting to flex their muscle. Melbourne Heart showing that their game plan of quick and direct switches of play to Williams down the left and Garcia down the right is still promising. And then you've got Eli Babal and Josip Tadic in the centre to pick off the approach play. Melbourne Victory are duly warned.
So it's Brankovic. Down goes Tadic. Nothing doing, says Strebre-Dolowski. Tadic remains prone on the turf. Now play will be stopped. For a foul on Babal. Milligan looks quizzically towards the official. Tadic, meantime, is going to need some attention.
Tadic caught by Ansell. And then Mark Milligan stretching in. Deemed a reckless challenge. Ansell turning 19 today.
He's just raked his studs down the right ankle, I think, of Josip Tadic. He's getting some treatment from the heart physio, Belinda Pacella. Who, by the way, used to play in the Women's League many years ago for the old Victoria Vision. John Aloisi making his point quite strenuously. It has been a pulsating start to this 9th Melbourne derby. Heart have had their moments, particularly in the opening 10 minutes. Victory, as you rightly point out, and they just started to find a bit of rhythm. Heart to restart play. Tadic is back in the fray now. And Victory will try and build through Adama Traore. Milligan bounce a little higher, I think, than he was expecting. Roxham, touched by Thompson. Traore trying to bend it in behind the Heart defence, and Flores wasn't too far away from getting on the end of it. Gets a throw in instead.
Beautiful pass from Adama Traore, who has been pretty quiet at the start of this game. It was 4 or 5 times the ball went in his part of the field. He was outplayed by a Melbourne Heart opponent. He is coming into the game.
Now Thompson on sides. Flores quite get the contact he wanted.
Thompson buzzing around again. Ball. This very short-cut grass, Simon. It's rolling true, but the ball bouncing high. The player's control or aerial delivery is making control difficult. Players having to stand and stretch. Ballerinas almost doing point practice.
Thompson and Traore combining again. Good tracking back by Gamano. Tadic looking a little leaden-footed after that earlier incident involving Nick Ansell. Just wonder whether he's still feeling that, the big Croatian. Top scorer, of course, for the Heart with 6 this season, but he struggled a bit with that injury some minutes ago. Of course, missed a penalty last weekend against the Wanderers. Heavy contact again. Well, he and Ansell are having a right old tussle. This is Williams. Garcia. Jeremy Walker racing forward from right fullback.
A good burst from Walker, but just to underscore the emergence of Adama Traore as a defensive force for Postecoglou's team. He read that situation from Garcia and won the throw-in as a result. The first 10 minutes of the game, he was getting beaten in those situations, and Melbourne Heart were in behind the Victory defence and causing trouble.
You can just see from the grimace on the face of Archie Thompson as well that he took a whack in that earlier challenge. Now Gamano is going to be spoken to by Srebro Delovski. There's the earlier incident involving David Brankovic and Archie Thompson. Srebro Delovski just keen to keep a lid on things. Tempers can quite easily fray on Derby Day, of course. Thompson offside. Big chance this tonight for Melbourne Heart, Sir Hans. We talked about Victory and their opportunity to close the gap on the Mariners, but really you can throw a blanket over the 6 clubs chasing the final 2 final spots, if you like. Heart can go 5th today, above the Jets if they can get the money.
That's a great point, Simon. The Jets with their draw on 23 points, and Perth, who are now propping up the table, on 19 points. So just 4 points separating 5th from 10th. Melbourne Heart win. They'll go from 21 to 24, so they'll only stretch that margin by 1 point. Very, very congested in this race to a playoffs berth.
broken up by Tadic. Garcia finding Thompson. Garcia again. He's trying to angle it in behind Ansel.
And that's where the players still, 27 minutes in, haven't quite got their range. The ball is running so quickly on their surface. The passes have to be inch perfect.
Flores. His was, and Thompson is onside. Great chance for the victory. It's Thompson! Hearts nemesis back to haunt them once again. The winner in the final minutes of the last derby. The opening goal of this one. Victory 1 up.
The Melbourne Heart and their defence pushing up high to try and constrict the space for Melbourne Victory to play. But he only needed half a yard. Marcos Flores, who picks up his first assist of the season, dinks it over the top perfectly. The ball held up for Thompson, who judged his run perfectly, and the finish was perfect to match. Andrew Redmayne sprawling to his left. Thompson finds the back of the net. Melbourne Victory are away. What a beautiful piece of work by the Navy Blues. And the most lethal man throughout the history of the Hyundai A-League strikes first blood here at Etihad.
Certainly the most prolific goal scorer at this venue is 24th at Etihad Stadium. Well, the blue touch paper is well and truly lit now. Hart with the early pressure. Victory with the counter-attack and the early goal. Redmayne with the stumble, allowing Marcos Flores in just for a moment. What on earth was Redmayne thinking there? Just completely lost his bearings. Absolute cacophony of noise around Etihad Stadium.
I'm not sure if Tadic is long for this game, Simon. He has been labouring after that challenge. Fox deep in conversation with Golgol Mabratu in the technical area.
Meantime, it's broken for Flores, who feeds Thompson. Just pulls his shot wide. Good chance to make it two, though.
Yeah, really good chance. Might have expected more of himself, Archie Thompson. They're just wobbling at the moment. Beautiful work again from Flores to Thompson. Too much space for players that present such a danger.
Well, Andy, how important are these moments for the Heart to hang on here? They look a little ragged all of a sudden after that bright start.
They're totally wobbly at the moment, which is completely understandable. Away from home, there's a huge crowd gathered, baying for your blood.
Use of the arm by Archie Thompson. Free kick Hart. Golgol Mabratu continues his conversation with Hayden Fox underneath us. Tadic continues for the moment. Back for Germano. Barbal slipping it through. Tadic should let it run perhaps. Germano would have been through one-on-one with Nathan Coe. But Tadic didn't realise. Flores trying to cushion it into the path of Thompson, who really had to go some to keep it in play, and he did. And then immediately gives it away to Matt Thompson. Germano with a slide rule ball into the path of Williams. Back for Barbal, danger here for the victory. Barbal just trying to poke it futsal style through towards goal.
Still plenty of encouragement for Melbourne Heart if their heads can stay in the game, because their bodies are willing. Oh, most of their bodies are willing. There's still opportunities for the red and whites, and they've got to keep Victory at bay, who are really sensing blood in the water here.
Flores with the chip to the far side of the box. Zaleski. This is Galloway. Opened up for him. The shot is charged down. It'll be a corner for the victory.
A little bit of respite at least. I know it's a corner that can't have to defend, but they get a moment where they can just gather their thoughts, because since the Archie Thompson goal, it's been non-stop.
Corner taken short and work back for Billy Zaleski in towards Mark Milligan. His first touch would have been better, he could have been in there. Rojas can't scramble it clear. There's nobody even within the vicinity of the halfway line for Melbourne Hearts. Totally pinned back in. The change is going to be made presently by John Aloisi. That injury, Andy, has clearly done for Josip Tadic.
Yeah, disappointing for him. A massive opportunity for Golgol Mabratu. If he's on his game, he can ignite his team. Here's the incident. Nick Ansell coming in on the blind side. What an exciting prospect, Golgol Mabratu. Speed to burn. And now an eye for goal, as we've seen this season at the Melbourne Heart. Hopefully for his sake, with plenty more to come.
Garcia going for the ball, he didn't get there, but Mabratu is away, flags up for offside.
I'm not sure if it wasn't for a foul, Simon.
Yeah,
not the offside.
That's what I'm just thinking. Thought initially it was for offside. Meantime, Nick Ansell's got a problem.
This is the assistant's call, not referee Delovsky. I'd be really disappointed if it's not for the foul, because he was clearly in an onside position. Was Golgol Mabratu. Milligan's shaping up for an offside restart. Let's see.
So it might be a pull-in with the groin area for Nick Ansell.
Well, he hasn't been 100% fit in recent weeks. Stretched in there. Yeah.
Pulled up immediately.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's unfortunate news on his birthday. 8 or 9 games into his A-League career, he has been fabulous. Celebrated his ascension with a 3-year contract extension. But he's finished for tonight.
Well, so both those protagonists in that early battle, Tadic and Ansell, forced to succumb to injuries. You can see what Nick Ansell thinks of it. He is totally deflated. So Jonathan Brew's going to come on. I can only presume that means Mark Milligan to drop into the defensive line, Andy.
Yeah, that'd be my expectation. Play's being restarted neither from a free kick situation or the offside situation, so there's a half-pregnant football moment.
Interestingly, it looks as though Lee Broxham is the man who's dropped into that central defensive role, which of course he has played in recent weeks. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. Meantime, it's Flores. And Frankovic comes away with the ball for the Hearts. There's a bit of potential in this move. Babar, Williams. Not with passes like that, there's not. That's a vote of confidence in Lee Broxham's abilities as central defender, Andy.
Yeah, no question about that. He too has just got another 3-year deal with the club.
Babar slipping it through. This time Mabratu is definitely offside.
And he's earned that because of his versatility, and he has shown this season that he can play as a centre-half. But equally, Simon, it's about not disrupting your midfield, which has been so effective with Mark Milligan anchoring that. And whilst I understand that, I'm not quite sure.
Now given away by Thompson. Sorry, Andy. Flores trying to slip it through for Archie Thompson. Still with Flores. He's brought down in the D. Free kick Melbourne Victory, infringement by Germano, in a really good position for the home team.
Yeah, very handy range for Melbourne Victory. They'll be queuing up to take this one. Marcos Flores has been outstanding in this first half. His compatriot Jonathan Germano just leaving a lazy right boot in there, clearly obstructing the progress of Flores.
th foul of the game already. The majority of them committed by the heart. Andrew Redmayne has got to get this wall absolutely right. These are key moments for the Heart in this derby. Surely can't afford to go 2 goals down with half-time approaching. It's going to be Marco Rojas to strike it. Too much height.
More breathing space now for Melbourne Heart. They've seen off Melbourne Victory for the meantime. Disappointing outcome for Rojas.
This is Brew. Off the bench, remember, for the injured Nick Ansell.
I've got a lot of sympathy for the line of thinking that keeps Milligan in midfield to maintain that combination for Melbourne Victory, except when one of your opponents in the front line is Golgol Mabratu. I'd rather have Milligan against Mabratu than Lee Broxham, as good as Broxham's been.
Here is Broxham. Back to his goalkeeper, who made a simply stunning save in the early moments of this game. It really was all Melbourne Hearts in the opening 10 minutes. There is Nathan Coe. He's been a little bit more redundant as the first half has progressed. This is Selesky, who got caught from behind. Strebre Delovsky waited to see if advantage was going to accrue, and he brings them back.
Yeah, which it very nearly did. Outstanding work again from Billy Selesky. He's really been on his A game this season under Ange Postecoglou, and he fought his way clear there and sliced a beautiful ball through for Archie Thompson. Judged offside. It's the goal scoring here, but the foul. Billy Selesky went punished.
Flores goes down. No foul by Gerhardt this time. The ball's with David Williams. Finds a space for Germano. Now Babal. Back for Thompson. Williams looks to unleash from long range. Took a deflection, corner.
Now, one of the joys of watching David Williams is his willingness to shoot from pretty much any angle and distance. And that was, having said that, a pretty low percentage option because he didn't address the ball in a particularly aggressive manner, but they got a good result out of it.
Germano's cross, powerfully met by Leia. Good header away. Melbourne Victory fans having plenty of fun behind that goal away to our right. Why shouldn't they? Their team leads, courtesy of Archie Thompson. Here is the goal scorer. Looking to run at Jeremy Walker. He goes past him and sells in the dummy and then tries to beat Redmayne at the near post. Clever idea. Gets a corner.
Well defended in the end. Jeremy Walker was second best in the contest against Archie Thompson. He can join the line of people who can put their hand up for that over 7.5 seasons of the A-League, but Redmayne was strong to his right.
Rojas with the corner. Well, everybody had bunched towards the edge of the penalty spot. This is Selesky. Oh my word! He's hit the post. Well, he hasn't scored in nearly 3 years in the A-League, Billy Zaleski, but he was only centimetres away there.
Oh, nice variation on the corner from Victory as well. Perfectly struck.
And Hart have given the ball away cheaply again, in a very dangerous position. They just can't clear their lines at the moment. Garcia attempted to do just that. He's claimed obstruction against Jonathan Brew. He's got the decision. I have to say, I'm not 100% sure about that.
Well, this is a really tough gig for Melbourne Heart. Victory are rampant at the moment. And they've got their depleted stocks, and there are a lot of young players out there for Melbourne Heart. And even more imperative that the older, wiser heads, Matt Thompson, Richie Garcia, just try and calm the nerves of their young teammates.
It's a loose one from Broxham. Thompson, well watched by Leia. Zaleski trying to break clear of Williams, who had Gamano for help. Brankovic. You're right, Andy, this back line, with the exception of Patrick Gerhardt, probably one of the most inexperienced we've ever seen in the A-League for Melbourne Heart. It's given away though by Leia, and now Melbourne Heart will get a decision, and there's going to be a card issued. Lee Broxham, the recipients.
Well, both teams have executed this phase of play really well, and that's stealing the ball in the front half of the field. When you're in the defensive setup, a midfielder sprouting forth and intercepting or pressurising to win possession and catching your opponent off balance. Lee Broxham had to react, conceded a foul and picked up a yellow as a result.
Broxham's third card of the season. Nathan Coe just making sure that that's post is covered by the wall. Chance here for the Heart, perhaps, with half-time looming. Looks like it's going to be Golgol Mabratu to strike it. So we move into stoppage time, at which there will be 2 minutes. It is Mabratu, and he finds a way round. It hits the crossbar. Goodness me. Well, the woodwork has been given a workout now at both ends of the park.
Well, this is from some distance, plenty of bend.
Look at
good
the curl.
I reckon that's a great touch again from Coe. Brilliant stuff. Golgol Mabratu.
Corner's taken short. Williams to cross. Nodded clear by Milligan. All of a sudden, Melbourne Victory on the back foot. And it comes towards Mabratu. Thompson to cushion the header back for Jeremy Walker. Leia intervening. Flores taking over for the home sides. Brew. Telegraph that one. Walker. Thompson.
I've just looked at the time, Simon. Where's that first half gone?
Flown
it's
by.
Incredible. What a great game of football this has been.
Walker in behind for Mabratu. Chance here for the Heart again. He's causing some problems. Broxham concedes the corner.
Massive talent. Well, I'd say he's won the corner there, Lee Broxham. This is the free kick. Brilliant Mabratu. And if Coe does get a touch, brilliant from Coe as well. And that's not conclusive, but I'm prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt. But Lee Broxham recovered brilliantly there on Golgol Mabratu to force the corner.
Well, Melbourne Heart throwing a few punches of their own as the half comes to a close. Williams to float it in. It's a good header too by Gerhardt. Just off target. Well, there we go. Half time, and what a half it has been. Melbourne Victory leading by Archie Thompson's goal, just shy of the half-hour mark, but there's been plenty more to enjoy besides. Melbourne Heart starting the stronger, pulsating and noisy in the stands. Just what we like. Marcos Flores claims his first assist of the season for that Thompson goal. And it is Victory who get us back underway at the start of this second period. Melbourne Victory taking the lead in a game for the 10th time this season in the A-League. The previous 9, Andy Harper, they've won 8 and drawn just the 1. So all the omens pointing the way of the home side.
Well, a lot of the football too, Simon. They were pretty good in that first half again, Melbourne victory. But credit to Melbourne Heart, who started the match really well, were outplayed in the middle part of that first half and came back strongly. And this one's still very much up for grabs, but it's been a fabulous outing so far. And we're looking forward very much to the next 45 minutes.
Archie Thompson's goal, by the way, was his third in this derby fixture, which puts him level atop the most, along with John Aloisi and Robbie Cruz, who of course now plays in Germany. That's a deft touch by Brew, just too much pace on it for Thompson. Didn't he let the Heart supporters know it when he scored? Some people might call that a bit incendiary on Derby Day. Went right over to them. But it's been that sort of a night. Hopefully, plenty more to come in this second half. Thompson a little bit heavy with his touch for Brankovic. He's therefore forced to go long. Milligan and Nabratu contest it in the air. Traore kills it. Earns the throw-in. Thompson, touch back for Brew. A little bit congested down that far touchline. Thompson with the captain's armband. No Simon Colosimo, of course, or Fred tonight, the normal captain for Hearts. There was an oft-quoted saying, Andy, that when Fred was missing for Hart, they couldn't win. I think they've missed him tonight.
More so him, Simon Colosimo. And Fred they've had to do without him more often than not. Wonderful player that he is, and it certainly was the period last year where his absence was more telling than this, I'd reckon.
Mitchinson seemingly in two minds then. Maybe a bit of miscommunication with Gerhardt. Comes off Thompson, under pressure from Zaleski. Victory eager to get on with things. Milligan. Route to goal is blocked. This is Nabratu. That long loping stride of his. Garcia. Jeremy Walker pushing forward to offer help. Good 1-2 play between those two, and Walker's continued the run. Can he keep it in play? Well, he earns the corner. It's good, positive play by the young fullback.
He's a really good prospect, Jeremy Walker. He got caught out for the goal scored by Archie Thompson, and that's all part of the learning curve, but he hasn't let it take away from his enthusiasm or willingness, and that was a great supporting run. Good combination with Richie Garcia.
Taken short. Eventually Gamano does manage to dig out the cross. Almost an opportunity wasted there for Melbourne Heart from the set piece. Delivered into the area by Mitchinson. Easy for Coe. Thompson. Now Rojas in space, and with a chance to run at goal. That could spell problems for the Hearts. Just for once, his touch is rather off, Marco Rojas. Nabratu. Mitchinson. Nabratu gets rid of Milligan and Zaleski. Still going. There's a drive on goal too, blocked by Leia. The break for Babal. Garcia. Looking to attack Traore. Down goes Garcia.
Well, that's been Fabulous contest between those two. Two of the A-League's best performers this season for their clubs and in their relative positions. But again, that attacking opportunity eked out by Golgol Mabratu. His first two contributions this half have been very positive.
Another set piece for the Hearts to be delivered by Williams. Deflected off Galloway. Put clear by Traore. Then Thompson gave it to Matt Thompson. Rankovic with the cross. Awkward one for Coe. Watched it all the way. It's had a good night, Nathan Coe, so far. And it's with Rojas. Brew. Galloway for Flores. Looking to turn inside. Brew again. Galloway. Continues the run. Gerhardt sliding in at the expense of a corner.
A good debut for Galloway as well. It's hard to think these guys are cutting their teeth in such a big game. He hasn't missed a beat.
Youth has no fear, does it, Hobbs?
Too long ago for me to remember, Simon.
And me. Rojas with the corner. Brew leaping highest. Milligan back into the danger zone. Hart needs to get it away quick. It's Thompson on the spin. And it's just over the crossbar. He only needs half a chance, Archie Thompson. And Melbourne Hearts presented him with one here.
Yeah, his sharpest attack at the moment, Thompson, with an appetite to match. And dithering defending from Melbourne Heart. They nearly paid the ultimate price.
Finding Babar, but he's nodded it straight into the path of Thompson. Combines with Selesky. Now Brew. Flores. Good football by Victory. Flores again.
It's been a huge test for this Melbourne Heart. The attacking three of Melbourne Victory really on their game. Flores to Thompson for the goal. Rojas is forced to save and otherwise looked dangerous.
Mabratu has looked useful off the bench though for Melbourne Heart. And here come the red and whites through David Williams. Mitchinson. It's a throw-in off Adrian Leia. Garcia couldn't quite dig the ball out from between his feet. Instead it's with Selesky. A little far for Milligan. It's all just a bit scrappy from both teams. Garcia. Ball had gone out of play. Don't forget, if you want to get involved, have your say via social media. The official hashtag for today's game is MELBDerby. Or you can download the new Fox Sports A-League app for iPhone if you haven't already done so from the App Store. Well worth checking out that. Play on, says Trebedilowski, and Flores will find Jonathan Brew. Little poke towards Marco Rojas with the outside of the boot. Now, penalty. Penalty for Melbourne Victory. Marcos Flores brought down inside the box. It was off the ball, but the eagle-eyed Trebedilowski had no doubts. He was right on the spot, and he's pointed to the spot. Here's what happened. Well, he's been held back, isn't he, by Germano?
Well, he got sucked into that one, Jonathan Germano. There's not a breath of protest from Melbourne Heart. Dilowski onto it. But Flores, you'll notice, just stopped his run. Dragged Germano into his personal space and then drew the foul.
Mark Milligan to take the spot kick. This could be a big moment in the derby. It's Milligan, and it's 2-0 Melbourne victory. And that might just be enough. Mark Milligan's 4th goal of the season. And it's blue and white heaven at Etihad Stadium.
Well, he's a super player, Mark Milligan. He's been a super acquisition. And this is just super needless from Jonathan Germano. It's a calamitous decision. It puts his team in a real hole. And Mark Milligan from the spot. Total assurance.
Well, isn't it interesting that in the last derby, Jonathan Germano was the man that was punched by Mark Milligan, and Milligan had to sit out a couple of games through suspension. Same 2 players involved in perhaps the key moment, perhaps the deciding moment, Andy, of this 9th Melbourne derby. It's a long way back now for the Heart.
Well, it is. They haven't got great form in the second half. They have got great form in derbies. And they've been good tonight. They've forced a couple of excellent pieces of work from Nathan Coe. But there have been plenty of other occasions when they've looked on the rack by this terrific Melbourne victory team.
Williams. All victory in the stands at the moment. Can Hart get a toehold in this game? Garcia, it's behind Mabratu. Stolen by Selesky, who's then tripped by Thompson. He's going to pick up a yellow card. It's his 4th of the season, puts him on the brink of a ban.
These moments for Melbourne Heart, not the yellow card for Thompson, the penalty concession, are such deflating moments. Losing away to the Wanderers last week after not converting a penalty and having a man's advantage, deflating. Second half performances, deflating. And Johnny Aloisi, the rookie coach, who's done so many good things with this team, they're really not that far off, but they just can't crack a consistently hard edge in their play, and they're being punished for it. And you cannot afford that against this Melbourne victory team, which is in such fine fettle, with good players playing really well, posing plenty of problems to Aloisi.
That foul by Germano, by the way, for the penalty converted by Milligan, was his 6th of the game, and he's yet to receive a yellow card. Layup held up by Williams. Babal keeps it in play. Hart need a bit of spark from somewhere. Can Matt Thompson provide it perhaps? He's galloping hard to try and keep pace with the ball.
An excellent anticipation from Lee Broxham again. Mr. Cogley puffs out his cheeks. He's minus Nick Ansell. Broxham's deputising for him in that position. Doing a great job of it. You have to maintain the danger, however, posed by Golgol Mabratu, who's been outstanding since coming off the bench. A stunning free kick which rattled the crossbar in the dying stages of the first half.
Selesky, now Thompson's away. Oh, he's offside. Well, he does love to play right on the shoulder, doesn't he, Archie Thompson? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just went too early there.
Again there, Jeremy Walker, the right fullback, working like a drover's dog to try and keep either Thompson or Rojas, whichever it is, on his outside rather than letting them drift inside.
An hour played in the derby. Victory, 2 goals to the good. In red hot form at the moment. What about the red and white? Are they about to suffer back-to-back defeats for the first time in Derby history? Maybe a chance here for Garcia. The bounce just beat him.
It's been a story of the game, hasn't it? Not just on that occasion for Garcia. But the ball just bouncing away from both sets of players at inopportune moments. Ironically, except for the goal scored by Archie Thompson, where the ball had enough spin from Flores to stop. Thompson could round it up and finish with aplomb.
Zaleski just pokes it forward. Thompson in towards Rojas. Oh, he just couldn't take it in his stride. How many times have we seen that this season? Thompson to Rojas, and more often than not, the end product is a goal. Not quite on that occasion. No look pass from Brew. Zaleski brought back by the linesman's flag.
Well, they're loving this, the players. They're just loving it. Thompson gliding as though on air. Rojas can't get his big toenail onto the end of it to control it and shoot. An escape from Melbourne Hart. Just an absorbing encounter. Wonderful night's entertainment with plenty to come still.
Nathan Coe almost overstepping the edge of his penalty area. Set to hit the brakes. Good touch by Brew. Galloway, short touch by him too. Less so by Milligan. And if the scoreline does stay like this, Melbourne Victory will be right on the tails of the Mariners. Here's Rojas trying to extend the lead. It's Rojas. It's a good block by Redmayne. He can't get to the follow-up. In fact, he does. It's a really good second phase block from the shot by Milligan. At the expense of a Victory corner.
Good work, Redmayne. Mitchinson coughed the ball up. Rojas let rip. Redmayne couldn't gather the first one and he needed to smother the second.
Broxham trying to disguise the pass. But it's all building, Andy, to that showdown between the Mariners and the Victory in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, what about the month Melbourne Victory have got? They had the Blue last week, they've got the Derby this week, Adelaide away, West Sydney at home, and then the Mariners away, to which you refer. Melbourne Hart, if they can see through the 30 minutes that remain here and get a goal, importantly for them in the next period, and then try and force an equaliser, have got a much kinder next 3 weeks. Perth at home, Newcastle away, Sydney FC at home. All teams with whom they're in that death roll for a finals place.
And you can throw a blanket over 6 clubs at the moment, just 4 points separating them. The top 4, of course, well clear. Western Sydney to play in Adelaide tomorrow. As the ball might break here for Flores. Brankovic across in time. Victory bench thinking he took it out of play. Giving the Victory bench the death stare, I think, for their protests. Walker forward, hopefully towards Mabratu, gets a good flick on towards Williams. Hart need to find something from somewhere. Yamano, Mitchinson, almost robbed on the blind side by Rojas, too far for Flores. Babal. Mitchinson back to his goalkeeper. Now Scott Galloway's just taken a seat on the turf. Quite sure what his problem is. He's been told to get back up and mark David Williams and sharpish too by Ange Postecoglou and Kevin Muscat. Never mind about your injury, son.
Who cares if you're on debut? This is what it's about. And Williams was screaming for the ball. Galloway's gone down now. He'll receive attention. And it's a poignant moment, because as he went down, which freed David Williams, who then screamed for the ball. It was just making one reflect on the first 10-15 minutes of the game when Postecoglou's defence was stretched, when Melbourne Heart, either through Thompson or Brankovic or Gerhard, were able to switch the play with diagonal passes, and Garcia and Williams were away. And they've somehow got to find that sort of supply line again, because in Mabratu and David Williams, I don't know if there's many Victory defenders who can match it for pace with them.
Scott Galloway gets some attention. He's just indicated that he might have tweaked his left knee there somewhat. Maybe hyperextended it or twisted it. Some concerned faces on the Victory bench. The contrast in emotions in the stands, Harps, is palpable. As Francesco Stella is readied by the Victory bench. It's pure ecstasy for the Victory fans at the moment. Utter misery for those wearing red and white. Galloway to continue for the moment at least. Leia finding Flores. Milligan. In behind the fullback for Rojas. He'll look for Thompson in turn. Reverse of that combination that we saw earlier. Still with Rojas. Now Flores. It's Rojas to drive it. Cannons back off Thompson, and it's volleyed away to safety by Gerhardt. Babal to hold it up. It's still gripping Derby entertainment. Garcia. Up in the air by Mabratu. Williams is free on the left. Williams to drive it. Not a bad effort, and Coe spilled it. Offside flag is up.
Well, again, it's Golgol Mabratu, who turns out of it seemed an impossible situation, really, and did it so unremarkably. It's a tight call as well on Gamano. Williams to end up shooting. The assistant decided that Gamano profited from his initial offside position. That's the answer for Melbourne Heart. Whilst they're obviously having to work like the dickens to keep Melbourne Victory at bay, they do have opportunities through Williams and Mabratu.
Traore getting forwards. Rojas trying to get the better of Walker. Heart are going to make a change shortly. Nick Kalmar is stripped and readied.
And I'll tell you one thing how Melbourne Heart are defending well in difficult circumstances, Simon. It's not the first ball over the top either to Rojas or Thompson, because that defender, understandably, is getting beaten by that penetrating pass. What they're doing really well, and Hayden Fox and John Aloisi have done well, is to get that second fullback marking Thompson and Rojas to cut out that square ball. Other teams have fallen on that sword this season. Melbourne Heart so far tonight have managed to repel Melbourne Victory in their ace attack.
Traore. Rojas just confirming Nick Kalmar on for Ali Babal. Brew. Lovely touch by Flores. Brew in behind. It's touch behind for a corner by Brankovic.
And just highlighting another key difference between the teams, the ability to improvise around the penalty area. Melbourne Victory are a mile ahead on that register. We just saw another example of Flores at his best.
Well, Victory will want to turn the screw, make no mistake about that, as Rojas whips it in towards the near post. Skims off the head of Garcia. Flores to let it run for a throw-in. Their fans would simply love them to rub salt into the heart wounds. Thompson lost his footing. Comes out for Milligan. Cries of shoot from the Victory fans. Never really got the space to do so. It's a bit casual from Hart though. And Rojas might make them pay. Super skills by Rojas before he too is dispossessed by Thompson. Garcia to knock it past Adama Traore and to whip it in towards Mabratu. It's just beyond the Hearts striker.
What a brilliant passage of play from both sets of players. Rojas firstly, delightful turn but well dispossessed, committed defending Matt Thompson. And then beautiful work by Richie Garcia, not for the first time, getting past Traore, which, as we've said before, is a very, very difficult thing. And then it was Golgol Mabratu just a hair's breadth away from getting on the end of the Garcia cross. Top stuff.
Broxham finding the space between the two Hart players for Brew. Now Thompson cutting inside with purpose and menace. Zaleski, who's hit the post once today. He's not even managed to hit the target with that effort.
I couldn't say he doesn't deserve a goal though, Billy Zaleski. Another mighty performance from him, although as the ball was passed wide to him and he touched the ball further wide, the opportunity was clearly dissipating. Much to the relief of Melbourne Heart, who are in it just with the 2-goal margin. If they went 3 behind, I would be prepared to call at the end of the section.
Garcia looking to attack Traore. Earns a corner.
That has just been brilliant. Toe-to-toe, heavyweight clash. Adama Traore versus Richie Garcia. Brilliant battle.
David Williams to deliver. Hart could sneak one here, would make things really interesting. With 18 minutes to go. Walker, touched by Mabratu, and they're onside. Nick Kelmar, and it breaks for David Williams, round the goalkeeper, David Williams. Melbourne Heart are back in it, 2-1. Superb finish, and now it's the red and whites' turn to celebrate.
Brilliant, brilliant stuff from Davey Williams, his second derby goal of the season. He showed incredible composure to round Nathan Coe. Kalmar profited from the change of possession, and an unfortunate touch from Lee Broxham. That's stunning work from Davey Williams. He is a super athlete and a fine footballer, and he needs to manage all that and muster all that composure to slam the ball home and breathe life into his team's cause.
And it's breathed new life into this Melbourne derby. Well, listen to the Heart fans now. John Aloisi with a red and white backdrop that was forlorn up until a couple of moments ago. A splendid finish from David Williams. His 4th goal of the season. And Hearts are not dead just yet. Gamano. Kalmar feels for handball. A couple of the victory players not heeded. Now it breaks for Mabratu. He tries to slip it past Nathan Coe, who stood up strong and long enough, and eventually it came off the Heart striker for a goal kick. What a chance though.
Well, a cheeky one from Golgol Mabratu. I'm not sure that was the right option, because I'd reckon Traore at least would have had that covered. Nevertheless, Mabratu wasn't to know. He backed his instincts. Fine instincts they are. Listen to the noise in this stadium.
And it's all coming from the red and white quadrant beneath us at the moment. Victory just rocked on their heels. They were comfortable up until that moment. Never write Heart off in the derby. That's the lesson perhaps. Rojas trying to trick his way through. Looking for the foul too, not given. There's some room here for Williams to exploit, perhaps, on the left. Galloway perhaps still suffering the after effects of that injury. Williams has pace, we know that. Great ball in from Mabratu, whose header is steered just wide. Goodness me, what a turnaround, Andy.
That's the business, Simon. It's deja vu. This is how Melbourne Heart started the game. Quick interchange in the centre of midfield. And then a quick diagonal ball out to Williams in this case, who flew down the left flank and hit in a beautiful cross. But the balance of power is shifting. Melbourne victory still protected by the scoreboard advantage they've earned. And here they go again.
And Rojas is free in the middle if Thompson could pick him out. It's Rojas! Good save by Redmayne again. That was the chance to finish off the derby for sure. Good strong hand by Andrew Redmayne, keeps the heart alive.
Brilliant stuff, Redmayne. And for once, Rojas escaped the clutches of the wide fullback, Jeremy Walker, just lagging. Great contact, Rojas. Super save, Redmayne.
Thrilling derby action here at Etihad. Rojas to take the corner. Flores steers it back towards Broxham, but not far enough. Picked up in the deep by Matt Thompson. Needs some help though.
Well, not a bad option from Thompson. Old Man River now down on his haunches. He was redlining as he was leading that charge. Where do I go with this? I'm 30 years of age. This is for younger blokes. So he hooked the ball sort of left, sort of towards Golgol Mabratu.
Here's Thompson again. Space is started to appear. Rojas waits in the middle. And again, Redmayne is there. Well, that's a couple of opportunities now Victory have had from that sort of situation. They've not as yet been able to put this derby to bed. Let's have another look at David Williams' strike, and it's well worth looking at again for a second time, Andy.
Well, good anticipation from Kalmar. Unfortunate for Broxham, who's been great. That's tremendous composure, firstly. Then unbelievable balance in the white heat of a derby atmosphere with your team paddling. And to steer the ball home, what a talent, David Williams. As yet unrealised, but still so much promise. Melbourne victory put on notice, but they've had two great attacks since. What a fabulous occasion this has been.
And it's all being played out to just the most fantastic backdrop at either end of the stadium. John Aloisi deep in thought. He knows his team still has much to do, but they have started the journey. And those Victory fans not quite as confident as they were 10 minutes ago. It's been a thrilling night. Wonderful advert for the Hyundai A-League. Thompson's good to go.
Well, nominally. But he's not going to relinquish the responsibility. He is struggling big time though, Thompson.
Well, they've got one change still left up their sleeve, the Hearts. That's the youngster Paolo Retre, former Victory player, of course. So he may be called upon as yet. Shade over 10 minutes to go. This is Kalmar, heavily involved in that goal for Williams. Garcia trying to link up with Mabratu. Traore to bring it clear. Thompson, look how deep the Victory striker is, trying to lend a hand. And he slaloms past the defender. Beautiful stuff by Archie Thompson. Then sends Rojas a bit wide. He's done well to keep it in play and links up with Flores. Only those three further forward for Victory though.
Well, perhaps unsurprisingly, Simon, the needle's starting to head towards empty in some of the players' tanks. It's just been ferociously contested, this game. Intensity and speed, no small measure of quality.
Second change for Melbourne Victory, and it's going to be another debutant, the 6th out of the National Youth League this season. Given his opportunity by Ange Postecoglou, Marcos Flores takes his leave. He's done a good job for the team tonight, and it is a debut for 19-year-old Connor Payne, who up until last season was playing in the State League Second Division. It's quite a meteoric rise for the youngster, still just 19, into the white heat of the Melbourne derby. Left-sided midfielder by trade. As another debutant, Galloway, commits a foul. Talk about youngsters showing no fear, Andy. What about Ange Postecoglou showing no fear? 10 minutes to go in the derby, only a narrow advantage, sends on a kid for his debut.
Well, that's why the kids have no fear, because the coach trusts them. They've earned their place.
Free kick whipped in with pace. Coe comes through a crowd to claim the ball. Quick release looking for Payne. It was too quick for him. Now he gets his first touch. Away he goes, the youngster. Still going. Good ball in too. Volleyed clear by Gerhardt. Excellent first contribution by Connor Payne. Germano has caught Milligan. Accidental rather than malicious, I would venture to suggest, unless you saw it different.
No.
Both had eyes on the ball.
Yeah, no, totally accidental. But a foul nonetheless. Didn't have tickled either, that, on the right shin of Milligan, whose penalty it is that separates the teams here at Etihad.
Zaleski, out for Brew, near touchline. Swivel of the hips to try and get rid of Mitchinson, who wasn't foxed or fooled. Thompson has managed to get clear of two defenders, cuts it back for Zaleski, then leaves it a bit short for Milligan. Scramble it clear. Made by Mitchinson. Kalmar, good control. There's numbers in this attack for Melbourne Heart. Germano. In fact, it's Walker, my apologies. This is Kalmar. Quick feet by the substitute. Still Nick Kalmar. Thompson with the switch. Williams. Looking for the angle perhaps to unleash. Thompson. Garcia to deliver the cross. Good block. Important block too by Traore.
Well, how poignant and how appropriate that really well-structured attack from the Heart should come to Garcia, who finds Traore his nemesis for the evening.
He's earned a corner though.
Well, this game is on a knife's edge. Melbourne Victory have had plenty of good attacks. Melbourne Heart have scrambled well and had a couple of good attacks of their own.
In fact, it's a throw-in, not a corner. Another block, this time by Brew. They're having to work hard to protect the lead.
They are, and it's been Jonathan Brew's best outing, in my opinion. Came on for Nick Ansell. It's been a mid-part season for him, but he's looked the part here this evening.
Melbourne Heart have looked much more the part since David Williams' goal. Breathed new life into their game. It's a clumsy one though from Gerhardt. quite see what he's got to complain about. Into the final 5 minutes. Derby that has positively throbbed from start to finish.
Well, most of them do, seemingly. We get to this point in every derby, and the decision is still some way off. Even though time is running out, they're always keenly contested. They're all adding their own chapters to this great story.
Thompson, drop of the shoulder, and he'll tease it into the path of Traore. Will try and return it to him. Thompson leaps, and it's tipped over by Redmayne. Another good stop.
Well, the first time this evening, 86 minutes in, that Adama Traore has got into a crossing position, and he dropped it over nicely. Thompson rose really well, and so did Redmayne, to see Thompson's headed effort clear.
Rojas with the corner. Tops out for Zaleski. Rojas again. He'll find the right ball. It's a tired looking cross from Rojas. Good control by Galloway. He's had a pretty solid debut, Scott Galloway. Given away by Traore. Groans of frustration for the Victory fans. This derby victory, if it is to be a derby victory for the home side, it's been a bit more difficult than they anticipated. Similar story really to last weekend against Sydney FC. They were well clear victory. Made it a bit uncomfortable for themselves towards the end.
It's a really well made point, Simon. And you think back earlier in the season when they decimated Wellington Phoenix for about 80 minutes, led 3-0 and just hang on in the end.
Confirmation of the crowd tonight, 41,203. Another blockbuster turnout for the Melbourne derby. It's not quite the records. Also just over 42,000 here back in round one. But it's another monster turnout by those in blue and white and red and white.
Well, that's the good news, as is the scoreboard for Melbourne Victory. This is the bad news. And just hope it's a cramp or something for Marco Rojas, and not soft tissue damage, but he was clutching at his hamstring. He is cutting a very dejected figure. Another effervescent performance by Rojas.
We are at the stage of the season, Harps, where injuries can have a big say in the destiny of championships. I mean, no Rojas next week, if that's the case. Nick cancel out as well. A couple of problems for Ange Postecoglou to solve.
Massive holes, if indeed they become gaps in the lineup. There is no replacement for Marco Rojas given the form that he's in.
Clubs, of course, have had their issues with injuries, suspensions and players leaving, as Williams' first touch takes him away from Galloway. Looked really promising that for the Heart.
Well, it is, and you sound like a harsh judge, but they haven't been able to do that enough in this second half.
Corner taken quickly and short for Mabratu, headed powerfully clear by Milligan. We're into the final minutes of normal time. Hart not giving up the ghost just yet. Bit straight that one from Thompson. This fight back will please John Aloisi, even if the scoreboard doesn't at the moment. Traore trying to burst forwards. Now he's got to get back and quickly. Good ball by Kalmar. Williams, that was a vital intervention by Galloway. Absolutely crucial, and a good ball too to release Thompson. Without his sparring partner Rojas now, of course, but he's drawn the foul from Mitchinson, and he gets a yellow card for his troubles too.
Well, those 34-year-old legs just refuse to stop. Incredible from Archie Thompson. Mitchinson claiming he won the ball. The referee insists it wasn't fair or legal. And 4 minutes to a Melbourne victory can claim the points. You'd reckon on balance, given the amount of attack they've had, that would probably be a deserved result. But Melbourne Heart have given plenty of value as well.
They always do in this game. It's a matter of pride for them. They're not out of it yet. This is Stella. Thompson left it. Hart snatched it. Kalmar. He's done pretty well off the bench. And a part to play in David Williams' goal, of course. Time on the clock started to run a bit short for John Aloisi's side. If they lose here, they will stay outside the top six for a week at least. Perth to come at home though next weekend for the Hearts. Seletsky releases Thompson. Thompson in no rush. Waits for Stella to come towards him. Attempted wall pass. Stella back on the ball. Lumped forward by Germano. There's nobody there for the Hearts. Good turn by Traore. Connor Payne just on his heels. Traore gives the ball away. Labratu gets it back off Kalmar. And it's got through to Williams. Is this a chance for the Hearts? Well, David Williams is clattered by Galloway. Or is he? No. Srebredzelovski rules that David Williams is guilty of simulation. An interesting one. Williams gets a yellow card. I must admit, Harps, at first glance I thought this was a foul. Maybe the replay will tell us differently. Yeah, I think that's a fair enough decision.
Well, I'm not sure. There's contact there. No, I'm not sure it's a yellow card. I think you can allow that one. The attack came to nothing. He's going at full tilt.
Not much doubt about that challenge. Jonathan Brew, the victim. It looks as though it's going to end in defeat for John Aloisi's side with just a minute to go. They've made victory work hard for the 3 points.
Just listen to this place.
Connor Payne beyond Walker. This could finish it. Stella to drive it straight at Redmayne. Aloisi urging his team forward. The 4 minutes of stoppage time almost up. What about that for a ball from Milligan? Picked out Thompson beautifully. Here's Archie Thompson. This could finish it. And he too hits it straight at Redmayne. Another turnover by the Hearts. Victory finishing strongly. Thompson. Brew to head for the corner. And they might just have done enough Melbourne victory. They have done enough. The roar is from the throats of those wearing blue and white. Back-to-back derby wins for the victory. And for the first time in this fixture,